What has all of that success cost you personally?
It's tough to be in this business only because I am still serving in the reserves. And we know as a leader, like a sergeant major, it's not part time.
Right.
I don't just go
Right.
to drill and that's it. So I'm handling that. Up until yesterday, I was a CASA, I'm a child advocate volunteer. So it really, I don't know. I think it just costs me some peace sometimes because my mind is always going of what's next and what system is next or who's doing the next big thing or how can I do more.
All right, we're back for another episode of the Entrepreneur Foxhole. As we all know, every entrepreneur has battles they go through, battles in the business, battle in the boardrooms. We are lucky and fortunate to have somebody that's been through a lot of battles, not only just in her business, but she's been in battles with the military as well. She is currently serving as a command sergeant major for a drill sergeant unit, and she has been amazing throughout that career. We're going to hear about that, a lot about that. She also has been a top producer in the El Paso nationwide. I think we're going to get in that story as well. But she's been a top producer since I've been in this business, probably since no, since 2015, and maybe before that. But she's been dominating this area. I've been really, really wanting to do this interview for a very long time, and I'm just glad to have Chasity Rosales here. And I'm going to open it up with who is Chasity Rosales?
She's just a little Southern girl from South Carolina that used the Army to get out. I always say I was not, I was born there, but I wasn't born to live there. Like my mom said, she knew I was different from in the womb. She was like, it's just how I raised up, kicked a lot. And she said, can I cuss on this show? She said, I raised a lot of hell in her stomach. So
Yeah.
she knew it was just different from my sister. And I always felt different there. I mean, I grew up on a 100-acre farm. We were organic before organic was cool. We only went to the store for like bread, rice, milk. We grew about everything else. And so it was a great life that taught me a lot and she was a single mom, but it was amazing upbringing that, really adds to what I've created in my life and done. But I always say she's just refined country. I'm not a redneck country. I'm just a refined country.
Well,
Fine.
hey, look, she came in with the right colors, though.
That's right.
Yes, she did.
We got to celebrate me. It's 250 this
Oh, yeah,
weekend.
That's right.
250.
Shoot.
That's going to
That's
be on
right.
Saturday, right?
Mhm.
Not that we didn't know this.
So
Wear it all weekend.
that's
Let,
right.
let me ask you this: when it goes to how you travel this journey, you said she always knew, or you always knew that, hey, look, small town wasn't not going to be you. What point did you really know that?
Probably always. I mean, I know that sounds odd because you're like, how does a young kid know that? But I just always felt different and knew I was different from those around me. I didn't have a lot of friends that I just had people that I moved through life with, like I didn't get caught up in cliques and things. My mom always said, have your goal, hit your goal. These people don't matter when you leave, not in a negative way, but not matter to what you're necessarily creating, especially if you're not living here. And so I just always knew. I always talked to Ben about being an attorney and talked to his wife a couple of times about it. But in elementary school, I knew I wanted to be an attorney. Like that's what I talked about being. But I wasn't great in school. I wasn't like book smart. So no, like I didn't have great grades. Like maybe it was just
That's shocking.
dedication or didn't care. I don't know. But in high school, I had like a 2.8 GPA.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not going to law school,
Yeah.
So a recruiter showed up one day, you know how they do take the ASVAB. He was like, oh, you can do this, you can do that. And I was like, oh, it's a way to get out, like most of us do, right? And that's where it went. But I was a cheerleader, a gymnast, all the things. And I signed up in high school because I was already 18 and senior. So I came home, told my mom, oh, I just joined the Army today. And she was like, what? I was like, yeah, she was not having it. She was not happy about it.
So how'd you land in Fort Bliss or El Paso?
In 2004, my reserve unit from Myrtle Beach got mobilized here at the CRC. So I was here on active duty for a year. And then the unit that replaced our unit in 2005 didn't have my position. And I was making a ton of money. I was an
Yeah.
E6 on active duty,
Yeah.
man. I
That's
was
right.
banking, I thought.
Yeah. That's
And
right. That's how it goes.
So we thought.
That's how it
so
goes.
I
That's
thought. And I was going to school to finish my master's. And so I stayed in 2005. And then that's when I met Jim on the range in full battle rattle.
Wow.
And you know the rest is history. So I've been here 22 years now.
Okay. Can you tell about this range reunion?
Yeah, it was funny. I was a safety and he was an instructor. He had just gotten off active duty. And he swears I had on bright red lipstick, but I didn't. I had on something a little bit lighter than this. And he came down there and blade handed me and told me, like, was telling me my shades. I did have big shades. They were probably out of reg, but it was 120 degrees out there. And he was like, your sunglasses and
Fingers are
lipstick's
still
out of
getting drawn.
regulation. Yeah, you know how they do back the old school NCOs that play. He was like, your lipstick and sunglasses out of regulation. I was like, are you? Like you're a civilian, like kick rocks. Get back down the range. And he was like, that was it.
Oh, he
That
was a
it.
civilian at the time?
He was a civilian
a
at the time. He had just
civilian.
gotten off active duty.
Oh, he still had it
Oh,
in.
Yeah.
my goodness. And he's still out there correcting people?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, that was his line, I guess. And then the next time, I didn't see him for a few months because we rotated, safety duty.
Uh-huh.
And then one time then the next time he said, hey, those guys told me you called me. That was his best line, I guess. And I was like, yeah, what the hell took you so long to get down here? But he wasn't expecting that line, so he didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
And so that was it. And we just
We went through that.
Went from there.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
So how did real estate become a thing?
I grew up in real estate, actually. In the South, we do everything in construction. I mean, my daddy was a painter. I would paint with him in the summers. Like in elementary school, I'd be puttying windows and sanding window frames. And he painted all the who's houses in Myrtle Beach and these beautiful $1 million beach homes. And he would take me and he would say, hey, you can have this. You can have this. You want this? You can have this. He was like, real estate is where the money is. Well, him and my mom were divorced. So my mom always said, get your education. Nobody can take that away from you.
Mm-hmm.
And so I like to say I come full circle because I did get, I have 3 degrees and it wasn't till my mid 30s that I got licensed in real estate. You know Aaron Salisbury.
I do.
I worked with him. We were on active duty together at the time, and that's when he started real estate. And I was like, I always wanted to do that. So Aaron Salisbury actually is the one that helped me springboard that after, he started. And so here we
You
go.
just said something. Hey, I wasn't too smart in high school, but you just got just threw that in there. You got 3 degrees.
Yeah, well, come to find out
I was
probably
smart. I just
was
didn't know it.
maybe
I
don't think I was
wanted to throw
taught
that
the
out
right
there to
way.
you.
Yeah, because I failed
Yeah.
algebra twice in high school.
Yeah.
And then my first year in college, I was magna cum laude in for 2 of those degrees. But come to find out, it's just how you teach people.
That's
Go
right.
figure.
Yeah.
Because they were like, my first degree is in fashion merchandising. So I had a A in math because she was like, Chasity, if I give you this much money, how many shoes can you buy? How many jackets can, that's how she did the A equals B, if you got C. And I was like, oh, yeah, bam, 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 bam.
Mhm.
Like we can do
Okay.
percents right now. Right? Ask us what 3% of 400,000 is. It's like,
Yeah.
bam. So it was that. So I didn't really know. And my mom wasn't book smart. She didn't graduate high school. She was gritty. She taught us a lot of street smarts, but education, like helping us, right, and teaching us, that wasn't something she could do. Yeah.
Interesting.
So you get into real estate, and just for the audience to know, I know you're successful, but can you tell us some of the successes you've had along this journey?
Yeah. When I first came into real estate, I didn't get in real estate thinking I was going to do this.
Okay.
I got in real estate thinking I was going to invest and I was going to just have access to the MLS. But when I got off active duty, I said, I'll dabble in it. And this was in 2013. I was the first sergeant here at the WTB. Well, when I was getting off active duty at that time, I had a GS-12 job. I was a sexual assault coordinator for the FORSCOM side, which I worked at the, FORSCOM building. And Jim was a contractor. And people think that this last year was the biggest furlough. I don't think so. I think that one was because I remember we were unemployed for months. I think 6 months I waited to take that job. And they were like, oh my God, Jim had gotten furloughed. And I was like, okay, phew, they didn't take mine because it was a different pot of money. And so then I got to call. I was at Keller Williams at the time because I just joined Keller Williams. And I remember getting the call that mine got furloughed. And I remember sitting in the parking lot crying because we have 4 kids. And now me and Jim both are unemployed. So that's where real estate came from, actually, because I was like, this is all I got. Like, I don't know when we're going. They were like, I don't know when. When it comes up, like, it's yours. But luckily, we did have 6 months of savings because, we've always been taught that and was good with that. But it was make or break. So my first year, I was rookie of the year. I sold, I think, 36 homes my first year in real estate when average agent, sells less than 6 ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So is that the moment you knew it was going to be a career? Because, you went from dabbling to 36 homes. Then did you say, okay, this is going to be it?
Not necessarily. I said, "Wow, this is kinda great." Like, I think I made 220,000 my first year.
Mhm.
Me and Jim didn't make that together in government work, even though I had a higher, paying job, and I remember 6 months in, they called back and said, "The job's open." So I told Jim, "Imma take it because I wanna replenish our savings. I don't know if I wanna keep it. I
Mhm.
think I wanna try this real estate thing a little longer,"
Okay.
So I went to there, but you couldn't have a phone, you can't have your phone in the Forcecom building.
Yeah.
So you have to put it in a locker, and I was 2 weeks in, and I was working with this E6 or 7 and a GS9. They were fighting over what was going on PowerPoint slides, and I'm sitting here like, I'm trying to negotiate a $10,000 commission.
Yeah.
I don't have a phone.
Yeah.
I gotta run to the courtyard and then come up here and hear them fight.
Yeah.
I called Jim, I said, "I'm done. I'm giving my 2-week notice. I'm
There you
out."
go. Yeah.
And he was like,
Okay.
"What? Oh my god, what about your retirement?" I said, "That's what I got the reserves for, and we gotta make real estate work, like, I'm done."
Yeah.
And I left.
So here's a question. What you said 36 deals in your first year. And you said it yourself also, most agents it's only like 6 or so. What was it about you that allowed you to do 36 deals in your first year as a realtor?
Well, I had a great mentor at the time. Keller Williams has team, they have, they're called team leaders. They kind of like the CEO. They're not the broker, and they lead
Uh-huh.
the company there. Kevin, y'all probably know him. Y'all have worked with him. Kevin Cooper, Kevin and Robin Cooper. Kevin was our team leader, and Kevin was amazing. I mean, he poured into me. Plus the military, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't y'all agree that when you get retired agents or prior service agents, they do better than
Oh,
regular
yeah.
agents? Yeah,
Mhm.
we're just more disciplined. So I really believed that what Kevin told me I had to do, I had to do,
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
Kevin said, you can't work with a buyer until you give me the buyer presentation.
Yeah.
So I studied and studied and studied and gave him that buyer presentation. I had to get to him 3 times, and I signed up for Zillow. That's when Zillow was new, and I was only paying $400 a month, and I was
Yeah.
killing it.
Mhm.
But I went. Nobody told me otherwise. I signed up for it at this Keller Williams convention. Plus, I network. I'm a networker, like
Yeah.
through relationships.
Yes.
And I come from contribution. Like I really want to help people. I think that's where it came from. Together with that, the Army, Kevin, and just my need to succeed because we had 4 kids to feed.
Yeah. Good.
And can you talk about the accomplishments of you and your team just so, people know who's sitting here?
Well, we have a small team. I usually have 3 to 5 agents, and that rotates. So I usually keep a good 3,
Mhm.
and we average about 200 homes a year with 3 of us. We have admin staff, which is really the strength behind that. Jim, our operations director, and Angie is our TC. We had another one, but she just had to take leave. She quit because her family needed her. But we've always had at least a listing coordinator and a buyer coordinator, and then Jim as the ops director that really helps us leverage to do all of that because they do everything contract to close. All we do is sell.
Okay. And then you said about 200 transactions a year. What's the vision for the team and how you think it's going to, what do you see?
Since I started this team in 2018, well, going back to the success of that, the second year in real estate, I was the CEO of Keller Williams, as you know, because I
Mm.
kept trying to recruit you,
Right.
which is how we met, and he was a civilian.
Just want to throw that out there. The other person wouldn't see me.
Yeah, they're
Prior
lost.
to-
They're lost.
I tried to interview, but
You
he wouldn't see me.
They're lost. But I kept trying to recruit men, and I grew when I took over. I mean, in 2 years, I tripled owner profit and doubled agent count, which was funny because everybody was laughing at him for hiring me because I was new to real estate
Mhm.
and I was Southern,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's 87% Hispanic town, and they were
Yes.
like, "Oh, well, that's no threat."
Like what language is she
Yeah.
speaking?
Yeah, that became my superpower, the
Yeah.
accent. People
That's
loved
right.
it. And then that was it, and I was like so that's when I knew this could be a real business. Because when I started going to Keller Williams International and meeting people like my partner now, Ben Kinney, I was like, "Holy crap." I came back, I told Jim, like, "This is for real business, like, this is for real a thing. This ain't just we get our commission check and roll to the next one, like, we need to be setting up all this stuff." So then I gave my notice to Tim to say, "I'm done," like and he
Yeah.
was like, "Please don't, you can have your team and do this." I was like, "Nope, can't focus on both." And that's when Jim and I in 2018 started the team. And my first year out of that team leader role, I sold 98 homes. The next year, I sold 180. The following year, and that was with 2 of us. The following year, sold 214, 200 some. During COVID, we sold 267, and that's where it came from.
So for a person that's sitting here saying, okay, these are some big numbers, right? And I know you go into rooms that maybe your numbers are not so big,
Oh, I'm
right?
tiny.
So can you speak to that? Because I know what that kind of looks like a little bit
Mhm.
for, the rooms that you probably go into. And maybe I guess it's a two-part question. Because those are huge numbers. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yes.
And I listen to you, I kind of watch you, and I kind of can see the trajectory of where you're going. And I think where you're probably going, you're probably saying, okay, those numbers are going to be small compared to where you're probably going, where you think going. Is there a reason for that? Am I correct when I say that?
Well, I do want more, only because I wanna help more people.
Correct.
That's where it comes from. 500 has always been in my mind. I don't know where that came from.
Mhm.
I can't source it other than that for me would mean success if my team, but I have to have more people. I have to be realistic. I've always said I wanted the Navy SEALs, but you can't have the Navy SEALs without the Navy, right?
Mhm.
And so I had to change that mentality. That's why I told you out there I needed 10 more agents because I can't do 500 with 3 people.
Right.
Like we already killing us with 200, you know? And myself personally, I do 100. I've consistently done 100 myself personally year after year. And that's just been the number I want, which my coach says, hey, you need to lay off of that, which I did this year, giving more to the team. But I have my own financial goals, right, that I need to hit first to feel comfortable to let some things go. But since we started this team in 2018, I always had this vision of PCS Network, right? Of helping other people that serve the military spouses also create big businesses, which is why I recently transitioned to EXP is because I wasn't in a local Keller Williams office here, so I couldn't do it. I was stuck. And I was like, I need a model that will allow me to build something bigger throughout the country. And so that's where this springboard and that's what's next for me, other than I would love to say I sell 500 here with my team.
I so I think that's amazing, especially the part where you said you did 100 yourself. Because in my mind, I'm thinking when people boast high numbers, I'm thinking, okay, they had to have a huge team. They figured out how to
Mhm.
leverage their time and those things. When you say you did 100, I mean, apparently that speaks to the amount of systems you have in place
Mhm.
and the things that you've leveraged throughout that. So, what has, if anything, what has all of that success cost you personally?
It's tough to be in this business only because I am still serving in the reserves. And we know as a leader, like a sergeant major, it's not part time.
Right.
I don't just go
Correct.
to drill and that's it. So I'm handling that. And up until yesterday, I was a CASA, I'm a child advocate volunteer. So it really, I don't know. I think it just costs me some peace sometimes because my mind is always going of what's next and what system is next or who's doing the next big thing or how can I do more.
Yeah.
But early on, I was real good about managing my calendar. I mean, I was taught early on to either you manage your calendar or it manages you.
Yeah.
And we had small kids when I started real estate. So it was important for me to be at ball games, to be a part of the PTA, to be a football mom. I was, just involved with our kids. So they were an appointment. So if you called me and said, can you show me a house? I'll be like, oh, I got an appointment at 6.
Yeah.
Could we do, 5?
Yeah.
Just
I bet
having
it's
those
difficult for you to
conversations.
fall asleep at night, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Takes me about 45 minutes because I probably got a touch of something I
Yeah.
don't know, I've been diagnosed with,
Yeah.
but it also is a benefit, it's a
Absolutely.
double-edged
I wouldn't
sword
call it a diagnosis.
that
Oh, that's superpower.
but I'm stuck, so I have to get out of it because I've
Yeah.
been stuck in the same place for so long because 'cause I've been doing so much, I'm not happy with
Uh-huh.
that, so that's what keeps me up now is how am I getting unstuck?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's my next person? I wanna fire myself and
And
hire a director of sales that replaces me.
yeah, that's difficult for you. That's gonna be
Mhm.
difficult for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's about finding the right person and just trusting that they'll do it.
I
Yeah.
can relate.
Mhm.
Our personalities don't relinquish
Yeah.
control too much,
That's
but
the part.
yeah, but lucky for me, my husband is smart. Like, I always joke that I couldn't have afforded to hire somebody at his talent level when I started this, like, so I've been lucky to have him because he truly set up my systems to say
Here's
I mean, it's like bam, like, we
good.
have yeah.
So speak
Was
to that. Like, how's that relationship? It sounds like you're the visionary. He's process systems guy. You know, how you guys, work together? What's the strengths? What's the weaknesses? What's this look like?
When we it was rough when we started.
Okay.
'Cause Jim came in I was in business already 2 years before Jim, And then I was like, "Oh my God, I need you. Like get out of government work. Like let that go. Like
Yeah.
I'm already I can replace that for you. Like come work with me." But he came in thinking he was going to be the boss and tell me what to do. And that didn't work.
Whatever gave him that idea?
Well, he thinks he's smarter than me and he is.
Yeah.
But he ain't grittier than me.
There you go.
So that leads. So I was like, we had a coach at the time, thank God, Tara Allen. I always joke and tell her she saved my marriage. Not really, because I would have quit real estate before I quit my husband. But she really helped us define our roles. And Jim will tell you when I started, we were a husband and a wife team. But as we learned, we became a wife and husband team. And I supported her because he understood, okay, she is the driver.
Yeah.
I'm not
That's
the
good.
driver. That's not my strength. She's the driver. So I'm going to make sure she has everything in the car she needs to drive it.
Yeah.
And that's how think of me as the motor and him as the mechanic, I guess,
Yeah.
is to keep it going. I just see straight.
Yeah.
I go 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
It's also not good.
And if there's something, somebody else better move it out of your
Yeah,
way.
I don't see the truck or the car coming left or right, but Jim does. So Jim will grab me back and say, "Hey, you need to stop.
Okay.
Like hit the brakes.
Yes.
Because what about this and what about that?" And I'm like, I don't know. I just want it.
Yeah.
You know, so
Seems
just
like a
tell
perfect
me.
team. Seems like a perfect pairing, actually.
Yeah, I'm lucky
Yeah.
to have them. Yeah.
And then to that point, what's the future look like? So you said you want 10 and how do you see this really developing and when it will develop for you? Do you know that?
I don't know that. One of my weaknesses is not like just sitting down because I can't really sit down and really like I can't read a book.
Yeah.
I have to have the audible reading to me as
While
I
you're
follow
doing
the book.
something else.
No, I have to read with the audible or I
Okay.
can't pay attention to it like I squirrel.
Got you.
And so I squirrel a lot.
Yeah.
So that's why I need somebody that doesn't squirrel. So my very next thing has to be somebody that can replace me in that.
Yeah.
So then I can go do all the things to see if we grow and build us nationally. Because I do want to help other people retiring or reserve soldiers or spouses build something big in this business. And they can do that through the PCS network because we have it already set up, everything virtually that they can just jump in and, we're a place partner.
So speak to that. Like, I mean, you're touching on it, but what
The
does that really
PCS
mean?
network.
What is the vision behind PCS Network and the nationwide thing? Unpack that.
So they wouldn't be a part of my personal team, right? They would be a part of our EXP team, like our EXP downline. You know how they all have different ones. So we'd become a real downline and EXP that they could join. And EXP's really picked it up in this realm where before, it was like, oh, it matters whose downline you join. You can't be in one, but now they have this co-sponsor. So now you can blend them and you have access to more things and systems and trainings. So if they come under the PCS network, well, one, they're going to have amazing training. And you say, well, they got a broker for that. But we all know that every broker is not made equally.
Correct.
So education to me is the most important. So the things I'm passionate about is education, communication, customer service. That's what we're built on. And what we lack in our industry is education. We know that the classes we take, they don't teach us to be realtors.
Right.
They just teach us the legal aspect of it. So how do you come out and how are you successful? And you don't have to sell 100 homes a year to do that. You might sell 10 homes and be fine, but I want to help you sell the 10 and I want to help them sell them good because I care about the consumer because I'm a military agent. Yes, but on the other side of me is often a military family that gets taken advantage of. So I want to create a team that is dialed in on their education, on the VA loan, on how to help them build wealth through real estate, help, the agents build wealth through real estate. So they have an amazing life if they, choose to retire early or they choose to rebuild something totally after. And we have this system that the trainings, everything is already virtual built in that they just tap in and they'll be coached by me personally.
And I noticed with I'm on the outside looking in with EXP that there's people in the EXP that's got people on their team and overseas and different parts of the country and things like that. So I'm assuming that what you're trying to do, if I'm correct, at least within the spots where there's military organizations, doesn't matter if it's
Care where
Navy,
it's at,
whatever,
yeah.
right?
Whatever
You're
branch,
trying
yeah.
to help those folks that can go help other people that's in the military community.
Yeah,
Okay.
to serve them, yeah.
All right. And then how would that look like for you guys in terms of growing the team outside the wire per se?
They would be just EXP partners of ours. Part of our downline is what they call it. And we'd just be a group that meet together, coach together, we meet off site together.
Okay.
I mean, there's no limit to it. So it can be as big as you want it. I mean, it could be a mini brokerage, a mini team. I mean, it could be whatever you want it to be.
So it'd be the PCS network team across the nation, and the key points of that would be that, hey, these guys are, and I'm sure there's benefits from you because once you bring somebody in there on your downline, you benefit from that, right? So
Yep.
and then they benefit from the training and education and doing things right
Yep.
and helping people the right way.
Right. And they can also grow their downline through it. They can invite people in. So it's just, I mean, there's no limit. You all building each other up.
So you've done a lot. A lot to be proud of. You've done a lot. You still have really, really big dreams. Just for the people, the entrepreneurs that are out there that think it's going to happen right away, 1 year, 2 years, and when it don't, they give up. Tell me about a time that you wanted to quit and what kept you in it.
Every day I want to quit.
Every day. Let's
Every
talk
day.
about that.
Every day.
Yeah.
Most entrepreneurs tell you that, right?
Uh-huh.
I want to quit every day.
Yeah.
Someday, well, not every day, but a couple of
frequently.
times a week
Yeah.
at least. Yeah, because I can say I could sell 100 homes with one admin and be good, right? I could jet set all over the across the country. That's a good income. But that's not in my DNA. Like I don't want to be by myself. I want to take others to the top because I did grow up with humble beginnings. And I also know that people can only do as good as they've been taught until somebody pours into them that says, hey,
you can have this.
You can have this.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have. And I was a single mom before Jim. My son was 4 when Jim and I met. And I remember as a single mom, I made $300 a week as a single mom.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
they don't have to struggle.
Right.
There's choices, but so many don't know. We know that some of the enlisted soldiers are enlisted in across the branches are some of the highest numbers on food stamps. They don't have to be. We could create, all of us could create a referral program for military spouses, get them licensed.
Yeah.
They could stay at home, raise their kids, focus on their husband or wife's career, and they could give us one referral a quarter and be golden.
And be paid.
Imagine how $2,000 a quarter changes their life.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what I see.
Yeah.
And then that's
Interest.
enabling people to have a better life
Yeah.
that they didn't think they could have. And speaking of that, when people start seeing success, I know that success comes with all the doubts, the criticism, and naysayers. How do you deal with that? Because as you grow, people go start jabbing you.
Oh, God.
And so,
I think I'm the most hated agent in El Paso. That's how I feel because of success, because they don't understand it,
no,
you know?
I think about a couple other people.
We all know it. They deserve it. It ain't from their success.
But how do you handle it? I mean, because that is your people grow and people start putting a target on your back. What do you do?
I ignore it.
Ignore it? I know people say
Got
that,
nothing
but
to
do you
do with
truly
me.
ignore it? Do you have no outlet about saying, or do you have anybody that you go and talk to about it? I mean,
Jim,
Yeah.
okay.
if
That's good.
it bothers me enough, but here's the thing. There's only a few people that it bothers me enough to talk about because they're not a part of it. You
Right.
know, it's
I
not
get
my
you.
people.
I get you. Yes.
So I think what people most frequently struggle with is being okay to not have people around you all the time.
Yeah.
And I know community is important, but fake community is not where it's at. You know, just to say
Yes.
I'm here and I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And social media doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, golly.
In the words of my pastor, sometimes you do have to let people know.
Oh,
You
I
can't
do.
let people
But you
talk
know
about
I do.
I know you do.
You know, I think that's where people misunderstand me the most is they sometimes misconstrue, well, she's a bitch, but I'm
Yeah.
not.
Right.
I'm not.
Right.
I'm the kindest person. I'll help them. I
Yep.
mean, if one of them talk crap about me tomorrow and the next day needed help with a contract, I'd do it because I don't care about that. I understand where that comes from.
Yes.
And when
That's
you
right.
have the emotional intelligence to understand where people are in their life and where that stuff comes
And
from,
it has nothing to do with you.
nothing to do
Right.
with me.
Yeah.
That's a reflection of
But-
me because they, I used to, I can't remember it. I need to find it, but I listened to this podcast and it was about jealousy and
Mhm.
where it come from.
Mhm.
And we totally have misunderstood jealousy forever because a lot of times it's just internal reflection of what I'm not doing. It's not necessarily about you.
They need an object.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's what I'm not doing for myself, but I want what you have. I don't care that you have it,
Yeah.
but I care that I don't have it, so I can only take it out on you.
That's right.
Mm.
And so this is the craziest thing because I always say I used to live in oblivion when I was a baby agent, making way up and I was bouncing around everywhere and, friends with everybody. And then when I became the team leader and I finally understood it later but we had David Acosta at the time was the biggest agent in town when I was the CEO there. I think they sold, the most they sold was 300. They built that model for builder reps, and people didn't like him. I mean, they just didn't like him. He didn't let his team come to our meetings. And I just never understood, like, why don't you want to be a team player? Like, why don't you want to be in that?
Yeah.
But as I started building my own thing, I understood where that came from. It was the distractions, because my team's not building what the broker's building. The broker's building single agents to feed the broker. I'm building a team that's on a different mission, so I don't need them distracted by that.
Yeah. Makes sense.
And I see what you're doing is just falling into another system that can grow out what you're trying to do. But it just always seems that you're going to have those people that's going to be the naysayers
Yeah.
that is going to talk negatively about it. And sometimes that, I'm glad that you are able to, block that off and not have anything that touches you and whatnot. But not everybody can do that.
Most can't, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Yeah,
affects
most
them
people
too
can't.
much,
Yeah,
yeah.
Mhm.
it's just hard,
Yeah.
Because we
Um,
care sometimes too much.
You know what I give I give credit for that. I've always been like that. Remember I told you coming up, I didn't have a lot of connections. My cousins was my biggest connections and my sister. But my mom taught me that. She just taught me, like, every time you walk in a room, you need your head to be up. That's how you walk in a room matters.
Oh, yeah.
And it doesn't matter. Somebody's always going to not like you. They're not going to like what you're doing. It has nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
You know what Dolly Parton's saying is, how you feel about me is none of my business, you know? And so I just keep it. Do I care if I offend people? Yes. I genuinely don't want to offend people. I care about that. I care about how people see me and look at me. And I do want to be looked at in our community as somebody who has built something and that they strive to. But I also have a fiduciary duty to my clients when I'm negotiating against you.
Oh, yeah.
And so you have to balance that. But if you don't have somebody that has emotional intelligence and education on the other side, they don't understand that. They just always think, oh my gosh, she's so hard to deal with.
Yeah.
But I'm not.
Yeah, so I guess I got a different spot, a different viewpoint of that because I'm on the other side of a lot of different conversations with agents, and I'm always the person trying to bring it back into reality and say,
Right.
okay, perspective.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just the other day we had a conversation about, hey man, you gotta have some patience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People can't
Yeah.
move at light speed the way you
Right.
want to move. You
Oh,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? You got to
That's tough
understand
for
this.
me.
This is a business, but you also got to give that other side
An
an
opportunity to
opportunity
do
to
what
come
you're
back,
asking them to
Yeah.
do.
and talk,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we had an agent the other day was in a situation, and I was like, okay, man, this is where you got to practice patience. You got to give that other side some time.
Yeah.
And they thought the other agent was being,
Yeah. Some kind of way.
I'm like,
Yeah.
no, they're not. There's an emotional roller coaster on the other side with that client
Yeah.
that you have to understand on your side
Yeah.
that that's going on. And you, as a tactician, as a professional, have to let that happen and
Mhm.
mature.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're going to come back
Yeah.
to you. And I knew the other agent on the other side, and I knew that they would do what need to be done for
Fair
the client,
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it was going to be in a timeline that is going to be
Fair.
Fair. Yeah.
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 and
Yeah.
Well,
our per-
we're used to
right.
we're such an instant text and social media getting things what you want. They think, well, I just sent you a repair request right now with 20 items. I need an answer today. Well, that's not how that works.
That's not
Works.
You
not at
have to
all.
get quotes for your
Yeah.
seller to
Was
make
you
an
was
informed
you on the
decision.
phone call?
Like,
No,
that-
dude, like I got to get quotes. Like I don't know how you handle this side.
You took 75% of the
yeah,
option period
exactly.
time. Now you're giving me 25%.
Yeah, which
And-
I'm the opposite. I take
right.
25 to do inspection and give
And then
you
you give me
75.
75.
You
That's
And on
right.
top of that,
Yeah.
let's add
Yes.
to the fact, let's just say you particularly, if that's the case, well, the other agent's not seeing that, hey, you got 30 other people that you're serving too.
Mm-hmm.
And so you got to take that into account too. The other agent on the other side's got to sit there and be like, man, I
They got one
I
client.
got one deal,
and I got 17 currently, and I'm like,
Yeah,
well,
okay.
you got
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
becomes crazy.
So, and I don't think people in our business, and I don't want to beat a dead horse. I just don't think they see that on the other side and they take that into account.
Well, if you don't have a frame of reference, it's hard to see it. And that's what I always say. So you have to give people a frame of reference and help them. But we also have so many new agents that are not being educated properly, who aren't being coached and mentored properly. They're out there flapping in the wind. And I always say it ain't necessarily because they don't want to do it. They don't know how to do it.
Right.
And so if we're a good steward of our industry, I can help that other agent without crossing the line with my client.
That's
you
right.
know?
Yes.
Because to my thing is my fiduciary duty to my clients also making sure that other side gets to the table. So short of helping them negotiate against my client, if they write the contract wrong, well, I need to know that. If they didn't submit an appraisal waiver, I'm going to ask, are you really waiving this? no, what does that mean? Well, if he hadn't and we got to the table and it didn't appraise, well, we'd have fell
We
apart.
fell apart. Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
just got to think broader.
Mhm.
But we all
But-
have a different frame of reference because we grew up with the military.
Mhm.
So we already came into this business as professionals
Mhm.
that had the best leadership training in the world.
Yeah.
That's you just got to realize where people are.
Yeah.
So I don't want to miss. Go ahead, Martell.
Okay, so I don't want to miss this either. So this question that keeps you grounded. You might have already answered this. Who do you go to when things start to fall apart for Chasity Rosales?
Jim and God
Yeah,
and my sister, those are my top 3.
yeah, and they help ground you, bring you back, and
Yeah. Jim and my sister are the realists. Like,
yeah,
Jim will say, "Nah, you are being way out there." Like, Jim does not agree with most of the things I do. He's different, but he says, "I understand it's why you are who you are. It's not
Yeah.
how I would handle it, but maybe you should think about this." So Jim really does ground me on that, and my sister will give me the real talk of like, really,
yeah.
really. They call me Chat. Really,
Chat.
yeah, really,
Yeah.
Chat. Like, come on, like you reaching.
So
So, that's good that you don't have somebody that's just saying everything you do is right because that's
correct.
important.
That's
Yeah.
important. So after you get it from Jim, you need validation. You're like, hey sis, is Jim wrong or am I wrong? Like, what's going on here?
Depends.
Yeah.
It depends.
Or vice
Sometimes she
versa.
tells me, no, he's full of shit.
Yeah.
Or you are, so
Uh-huh.
I'm lucky to have that.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Mhm.
agree. Yeah. What would you do if everything fell apart right now, your business turned upside down, everything was gone? What's some of the first things you would do to rebuild?
I just keep lead generating.
Yeah.
That's it. Keep lead generating and build it back up. I mean, I've started my team over 4 times.
Wow.
So I'm like, eh.
So lead
It used
generating.
to hurt, when you lost people because you put so much in them. I put so much in 'em. Like, I put so much in them and help them build their businesses.
I don't know anything about that.
But like you say, I know. It used to be so emotional to me. Like, it would take me a
I
day.
seen Big cry about
Some
that.
you glad to see go,
Yeah. Of course.
Some you're like, God, that was a gut punch. Like, that was a
Yeah,
real
like,
gut punch.
good.
And
Yeah.
and then that, because like you said, they start making money and they think, oh, because team model's different than broker model. And then you go watch and you're like, okay, part of you is like, I want them to do good because they got a family.
Yeah.
You want them to do good.
Yeah.
And I train them to do good. So I know they're consumers and the agent on the other side working them is going to be in good hands.
Yeah.
But I also want them to feel how hard it is.
That's right.
Because it's hard.
It is.
And every one of them has not done better than they did on my team. So there's that.
Everybody thinks the grass is
Yeah.
green on the side, but the grass is greener where you water it.
That's it.
right.
Yeah, it's tough.
The only difference is when you go over there, the only difference is you're over there now.
Right. What people don't understand at jump brokers or jump things is it starts with you. If you don't have the discipline, you got to have a lot of discipline in our business because we're all our CEO of our own business. So that easy.
It's crazy.
I always tell people we're not selling Mary Kay. We sell houses.
That's right.
Or Tupperware.
Not a 25. Is it 25? Not a $25 lipstick.
Yeah. I can sling them all day.
Yeah. On that, sometimes people leave or whatever. I say this again. It's not. I guess what you offer is not always what people value.
That's right.
And so
It's in their
that's
own
one of those
image.
things. It's like, okay, hey, look, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna give this to you, we're gonna do these things, we're gonna provide training, we're gonna do this, but you gotta value it.
You gotta
too.
and show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then I used to be hurt a lot by it, but I don't get hurt too much because I can look myself in the mirror and say, okay, look,
I've
You
done
did
it.
the right thing for
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
I've done
yeah,
everything.
I used to have some nights on it, man.
What am I doing
Why?
wrong?
Like, I always ask them why. Like,
Yeah.
why am I on this emotional roller coaster? Like,
Yeah.
shit.
Never know what's on the other side of their personal life too.
That's
as well.
true.
So,
Yeah, you never know
all
what's
those
going on.
different things.
And the people you negotiate with too. Most agents are one check away from being broke.
Yeah.
So they holding on with everything they got.
Most agents are broke with the check
Yeah.
before they get it.
Yeah, because they spending it on everything they shouldn't.
All right, Chas, we're gonna do a rapid fire here. Think we ready? Coffee or tea?
Coffee when I do it.
Okay. Are you a morning or night person?
Both.
You didn't get
Like,
that?
I go all day, but when I get sleepy, I'm done. Like, I don't want to be bothered with. Jim knows, like, that's a hornet's nest. Like, when it's time for me, when I do my little motor stops, it's like, don't mess with me.
Okay. Yeah. Pop music or hip hop?
Hip hop.
Hip hop or country?
Both.
Favorite leadership book?
You gotta choose one.
Yeah.
No, I can't.
Take a shot. Take a shot.
And them. It was funny the other day. It was a TikTok post, and it was Tupac and George Strait going back and forth. And it was like, I'm trying to pick my personality today because I'm a Tupac fan. Jim's a Biggie fan, so we always have that.
Oh, I've heard him rap.
Rap Biggie. Yeah, he rapped Biggie on our first date. Kind of solidified him because he was a nerd, and I was like, okay, he's a thug nerd. Okay, I can do this.
I've heard him rap before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Tupac or George Strait?
I love them both equally. It's just different,
Yeah, I know.
You're not playing by rules. You got to choose.
She had to take a shot.
I guess if I had to choose based on my personality.
You would be taking a shot right now. But we had no shot
Go
right
get
now.
us one.
But you still be glad it's in the morning.
Okay, if I had to choose on my personality most of the time, Tupac.
Yeah.
Biggest productivity habit. What's your biggest habit that produces you the most?
Follow up.
Ooh.
Okay.
Say that again for
Follow
the
up.
people.
Fortune is in the follow up.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm good at that.
I'm curious, favorite leadership book or sales book?
Does the Army systems count? Does our regs count?
Yeah. if it's your favorite, 20 FM 22-100.
Yeah, right?
I can't even remember now.
Yeah.
I know. My favorite leadership or sales book. I mean, I do like How to Win Friends and Influence
Okay,
Others.
it's a
I
classic.
think it's a basic, like,
It
just
sure
entry.
is. Everybody
Yeah.
should read it.
Yeah. Compound Effect is also great.
That's another one.
Yeah, for new agents. Both.
E-Myth for me.
Which one?
E-Myth.
E-Myth for
Michael
me.
Gerber. Yes.
I haven't read that yet, but it's on my shelf.
It's good. It's really good for it's entrepreneurs.
Best business advice you ever received?
Invest in real estate.
Okay. What's one thing you will never, ever compromise on in your business?
My integrity.
Ooh,
Okay.
very good.
Well, all right. What's the one thing that you absolutely just suck at? Just terrible. You know it, and you like, anything. But you just, I don't know if you got two left feet. I know you don't have two left feet. So.
This is why I got other people.
Empathy.
Wow.
Okay.
I didn't expect that. I know you're gritty, but I did not expect that.
Yeah, I'm not real good at empathy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that why you got Jim? Or
Yeah.
or does
Well,
he
you know
or
what?
does he suck in that area too?
We're neither one real good in that because we came up so hard.
Yeah.
And we still are here. And I mean, we're not quadrillionaires, but we do. I mean, when we're sitting at our house, and I always say, I mean, I bought my house as a foreclosure for $193,000, but I grew up in a mobile home.
Yeah.
And when I'm sitting in my backyard, still to this day, and I could live anywhere in the city, west side, any house, I still sit there in that $193,000 house with my nice backyard and look and say, wow, this is mine.
Yeah.
We built this, him and I, based on how we came up. Now, I come from a affluent family, but my mom's a single mom. So, there was nights we slept on a mattress in front of the stove. That's how she heated us.
Yeah.
So I don't have, when people say I can or I can't be there on time because it is, I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Like, that is my weakness.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'm going to make it happen, bust hell or high water. Like, it just, I don't fail. I don't lose like that,
I get you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't see that one coming.
No.
Yeah.
We learned some things.
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh, shoot, this happened. And I'm like, and? Like, what? And?
Yeah.
Like,
What's your point?
What's your point?
Yeah.
Okay, you got a flat tire. Great. Now, what's next?
Yeah.
Like,
how you gonna be at work on time?
Yeah.
How you gonna be in the office on time?
Yeah,
Meet
okay.
the appointment.
Carry that car on your back.
Yeah.
I get it. Fix the wheel. But some of them allow that to be their whole day.
And it turns everything around.
I'm like, okay,
go
fix
back
the
home.
car, get towed, get on your calls. Like, because this is a contact sport.
Yeah. It'll make them go home and just, I won't try it again till tomorrow.
Yeah, my whole day. Whole day.
Well, I don't know what you're going to say for this next question because I'm scared now. I don't even ask you now. So this is the foxhole. And before you leave the foxhole, we ask this question to everybody. What would you tell an entrepreneur who is scared to get started on any entrepreneur journey? What would you tell them?
Are you going to use cuss words?
No,
No, I'm
just
just-
start. Just start. Just do it. I mean, you got Jordan right there. Just do it.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's scared. We either scared to fail. We don't think we have the talent to do it. And I'm proof you do with a 2.8 GPA, or you don't think you have the income to do it. It's easier now than ever to get, funding for things. And it's easier now than ever with the internet and all these funnels and social media stuff, that just do it. Fail forward.
Yeah.
Just go, because we learn from failing. We don't learn from doing and succeeding. So just do it.
Well, thank you.
That was Chasity Rosales.
I love it. Thank
If
you.
people want to contact you or interested in trying to be part of the PCS network or reach out to you and talk to you, what's the best way to connect?
If you're gritty, if you love education, communication, customer service, if not, we're not a fit. y'all know how to reach me. Find me in the MLS, Chasity at PCSnetwork.com, or drop by my office, and we'd love to have you. We are looking for 10 very strong, gritty agents that want to make six figures their
Gritty.
first year,
Gritty.
because every one of them has with me that's followed my model. Every agent I've coached that followed my model made six figures their first year.
Wow.
Okay. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Mm.
Okay. All right.
And learn the VA loan so you can serve military families better, no matter where you're at, because that's a bunch of our business here. So please do that.
Okay. Well, again, we have another episode of Foxhole, and thank you for being a guest.
I
Appreciate
appreciate
doing
Thank you,
this.
ma'am.
And until next time, never know who we have. We got man Sergeant Major Rosales in here.
Yes.
All right. And we will till next episode. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it.